Alright, so if you're a B2B business owner and you're trying to figure out the best way to actually get inbound leads consistently, this video is for you. And here's the thing. There are so many channels out there that people are telling you to use, like Twitter, SEO, LinkedIn, YouTube, newsletter, paid ads, cold outreach, like whatever. And everyone's got an opinion on which one is the best. But nobody actually sits down and ranks them honestly based on what actually brings in the most revenue. So in this video, I'm going to break down every popular client acquisition channel for B2B businesses, mostly from an inbound lead generation perspective. And I'm going to give you the pros and cons and my honest take on each one. All right, let's start with the first one, cold email. The first thing first is very scalable. You can keep buying more inboxes and increase the volume. If you want to send 100, 200, 500 emails a day, you can. And it's relatively cheap to start with. If you're not sending 5,000 emails a day, you don't need a big budget, just some inboxes, a tool, and some research time. And it's very offer dependent, meaning for certain businesses and certain offers, cold email can actually work really well. Like if you have a very specific clear offer and you're targeting the right list, you can get replies for sure. But the cons are very real as well. The platforms are actively trying to kill you, like Google, Outlook. They're getting smarter at detecting cold email every single day. It's not an acquisition system that meant to exist. You're always scared because your inboxes are going to get shut down, your things are going to spam, and you're basically fighting the platform the entire time. And another thing, just think about it. High ticket prospects are not checking their inbox for your cold email. You are trying to send 5K, 10K clients. These are busy people. They get 50 cold emails a day. Yours is going to spam or getting ignored, and there's zero trust in build. Even if someone replies, you're starting from zero. They don't know you, they haven't seen your work, they don't trust your process. So in the call, it becomes like convince me energy the entire time. Your close rate is going to suffer because of that. And it's a constant grind to maintain inbox warming, deliver the updates. You have to know the best practices every month. If you're not a nerd about this stuff, it falls apart very quickly. And my verdict is like, it's C-tier, to be honest, because it's very offer dependent. Many business, it could work better, but in comparison with other channels on this list, especially for high ticket B2B business, there are some better ways to get shit done, man, to be honest. Next up is cold DM. Separate from cold email, we're talking about like Instagram DM, LinkedIn DM, Twitter DM, etc. So the pros are, if you're a complete beginner with nothing else, no audience, no social proof, no money for ads, this is honestly the only thing you can really do. And for this stage, it's incredible. This is the fastest way to get your first few clients. Even I got my first client with cold DM. I remember that. When done right, it works like really well. No copy paste spam, actual personalized outreach. You have like direct control over the volume and who you're reaching out to. So you choose the prospects carefully. And the cons are, to be honest, it creates no leverage. You're speaking to one person at a time, and it's also very time consuming, like very time consuming. And once your organic is working and some other things is working, you're sending clients from content or maybe some other marketing. You just don't want to do cold DMs anymore. It feels like a fucking grind, and there's no compounding. The moment you stop sending, the conversation stops. You are starting from scratch every single day. And once you have the social proof and organic working, cold DMs quickly becomes unnecessary. It becomes unnecessary very fast. It doesn't grow with your business. My verdict will be, it's C tier for someone who is experienced. But if you're a beginner though, bump this to A or even S tier, honestly. It's the fastest way to get started when you have nothing else going on. Okay, so the next thing is Twitter. Man, Twitter used to be incredible. Like if this was 2023 or 2024, I might even put it to like A or even S tier. But it's gotten a lot harder nowadays. Don't get me wrong, but I still get some engagement from Twitter. But the reach has dropped and there are serious diminishing returns over time. Like I know people who used to make 6 figures from Twitter, directly from Twitter, and build their whole business out of it. But it doesn't work like it used to do. Now, there are some people crushing it on there. I'm not saying it's dead, but it's not what it used to be. I'm putting it to B tier. It still brings in clients for some people. It's still decent for building a reputation in your space. But the golden era is over for sure, and there's so much better chance to put your energy into it. The next thing is LinkedIn. This is one interesting on paper because it should be amazing for B2B. No, it's not. But let me explain why. The pros are, your buyers are literally on the platform. The decision makers, founders, C-suite, they're all scrolling on LinkedIn. For B2B, the audience is right there. Network is built in. You can connect directly with your ideal clients and build relationships through content and conversations. And when a post takes off, it gets really good reach. Like I have some of the friends who did really well on LinkedIn. It's free, no money needed to post and build a presence. The cons are, in my experience, look, it might be a skill issue. It could be. I'll be honest. LinkedIn inbound organic is just made. There are a lot of people who are getting shit ton of engagement from LinkedIn, but they are not closing clients. And it's not amazing. Most people who are making money from LinkedIn are doing cold DMs or outreach on top of the organic, for sure. The organic alone is not moving the needle for most of the B2B business owners I talk to. The content lifespan is short, like 24 to 48 hours. And when your post is done, no compounding, basically. Basically, I haven't seen a LinkedIn post that goes up for a year. The trust depth is still shallow, even though like a 200-word LinkedIn post cannot demonstrate your full process and methodology the way you need to do for high ticket. And my verdict will be, is the best social media platform for B2B? I'll give that. But the best social platform is a low bar when it comes to high ticket inbound. Could be higher for certain niches, but for most people it's just mid. Okay, so the next up is interesting. Instagram. The pros, I know some of the people who are absolutely ripping with Instagram Reels. Like it became their number one client acquisition channel. So the ceiling is high. Stories are actually really good for nurturing, showing your personal life and dropping serious, pushing people to other platforms. Even if IG doesn't bring you clients directly, it serves a credibility function. So for example, when people find you from Facebook ads or any other platform, they check your Instagram. Good reels, social proof, behind the scene content that builds trust. So you should have content on there regardless. And if you're B2C online coach selling programs, courses, Instagram is easily A to S tier. Reels are incredibly powerful for that audience. The cons are, for B2B specifically, it's very difficult to crack. You have this constant balancing act. Like if you only speak to your ICP and talk about your offer, your videos get like 1,000 or 500 views and plateau. But if you go for broader content, then your quality of content decreases, and at the same time the quality of audiences as well. So for B2B, it's a very complicated platform. Your B2B buyers are not on Instagram to buy. They're scrolling mindlessly looking at lifestyle content. The buying into this is basically zero. Trust depth is shallow. A 30-second reel cannot walk through someone your frameworks or your case studies. That's simply just not enough for high ticket decisions. And one thing a lot of people are unaware of is like it's a full-time job to do it properly. Like posting reels multiple times a week, stories daily, engaging with comments and DMs. For a business owner who's already stressing, that's simply running a second business. If you're doing this kind of stuff, bro. And next up is TikTok. Quick one there. If you're B2B like agency owner, consultant, and that kind of thing, TikTok is basically useless for getting clients, to be honest, because the audience is just not there for a high ticket B2B. You have to make content that appeals to a very broad audience, general audience, that the people watching TikTok are not in the headspace to, let me hire a 4K service provider. I used to know a guy who used to do TikTok lives to get clients. He used to get a lot of clients back in the day, but now he doesn't get any clients. I don't know why. I don't know what's the science behind it, but it stopped working for some reason. If you're a B2B online coach doing make money online content type shit, TikTok could be C or D tier for you, but B2B high ticket, nah, that's the lowest tier. E tier, not worth your time at all. Alright, SEO on blog posts, trying on Google, organic search traffic, basically these kind of things. The pros are it's truly inbound. People are literally searching for your offer. They have a problem, they type into Google and they find you, and that's basically as qualified as it gets. And it really compounds over time. A blog post you write today can bring leads for you for years to come. But that's a really good leverage, I guess. And it also positions you as an authority. When someone reads a well-written in-depth article on your site, they start to see you as the expert. And that's how a market used to work. And it still works to a certain extent. But the cons are, is slow, like really slow. It takes like 6 months to a year before you even start seeing meaningful traffic from SEO. If you need leads in the next 90 days, SEO won't cut it. It's competitive. Depending on your niche, you are going up against companies with massive SEO budgets, huge domain authority, and full content teams. The trust depth is limited. A blog post can educate for sure, but it can't really demonstrate your process, your personality, and your frameworks in a way that makes someone ready to buy a 5K or 10K service. Because think about it, blog used to work because a certain type of people used to consume content in 2010 in a way. In 2025, the same type of people consume content in other way. Like they watch videos now, they watch videos in your website, they watch content, they watch different kind of content. Different formats work now. The people might be same, but the formats that's working for the same kind of people have changed in 2025. And exactly that's why this method is getting outdated slowly. Google's algorithm changes constantly. You can rank today and disappear tomorrow. It's going to be C or D tier, because it's a good supporting channel, but it's not the lead engine at all. Next up is Meta ads. Now we're getting to the good stuff. Meta ads, Facebook specifically. The pros are speed. You can turn ads today and get leads tomorrow. If you need leads fast, then paid ads is the way. And you can scale it really fast. If an ad is working, you can put more money behind it and get more leads. Simple math. The target is also pretty good sometimes, especially on platforms like Facebook. Meta gathers decades of data and it can hit your ICP like really well. You're reaching out with job titles, company size, industry, and that's powerful for B2B. And the trade-offs are, it costs a lot of money, obviously, and for B2B, especially ads, the cost per lead can be insane. We're talking about $50, $100, $200 per lead, depending on your niche. And the moment you stop paying, the leads stop. There is no compounding effect, and you're renting attention. You're just not building asset anymore. And the trust gap is also real. The same problem as cold outreach. Someone sees your ad, clicks through, maybe fills out a form. Also, the lead quality from ads for high-ticket B2B is often mediocre. You get tire kickers, you get people who fill out the form on like impulse. You get people who cannot afford your services. So your sales team is spending hours on call that goes like nowhere. So I know a lot of guys who are selling high ticket products and they're trying to crack ads, but it's been a year. I haven't heard a good word from them. If you're selling high ticket, ad is not the way. Ad is not the way, I suppose. I haven't tried it myself, but I have closely observed the people who are trying it actively and they haven't succeeded yet. Maybe there are ways, maybe it can work for some of the people. And for B2C market, it's definitely gonna work. It's one of the best ways, but for B2B, it's a lot tricky. And it goes down to B tier. Next up is newsletter and email list. Newsletter, this doesn't get enough credit at all. The pros are, you own the audience, no algorithm, no platform risk. You send an email, it goes to their inbox. As simple as that. Nobody else on this list gives you that. And it compounds. Every subscriber stays on your list. Over time, your list grows and so does your reach. And of course, without spending more money. This is the best nurturing tool that exists. When someone gets a valuable email from you every week, they start to see you as the go-to person. And when they're ready to buy, you're the first call they make. This is a direct line to revenue. You can share the case studies, make offers, and push new YouTube videos. All lands directly to their inbox without any algorithm restrictions. Because I've seen a lot of people who are printing money, they have been building lists for years. And over time, it becomes an absolute machine. And there are some trade-offs as well. It doesn't generate new leads on its own. A newsletter doesn't bring you new people. You need to have a front-end channel, like maybe YouTube, ads, lead magnets, social media to drive subscribers in. It takes time to build. You're not going to have a 10,000 person list overnight. It's slow and it requires a lot of consistency. And another problem is the open rate declines over time. People get a lot of events. You have to be consistently valuable to keep their attention. It's also true for other platforms as well, but for this one, especially very true. My verdict will be it's A tier, best nurturing tool that exists. You own the audience, it compounds, direct line to revenue. The only reason it's not S tier because it cannot generate new leads by itself, but combined with other social media platforms, it's an absolute beast. And finally, look, I run an YouTube agency, so you can think I'm biased and you don't have to listen to me. But let me just lay out the pros and cons so you can decide it for yourself. The pros are, it's insanely high leverage. When you make a YouTube video, you can create content for all these other platforms from it, like your tweets, LinkedIn posts, Instagram Reels, newsletter content, everything. The concepts are all pulled from YouTube. You invest time into one platform and it feeds every single thing else. Nothing else on this list does that. The quality of leads is unmatched. Think about like who's watching a 10 to 20 minute YouTube video about how to grow their business. Smart high-IQ individuals who run real businesses. They're self-starters. They have already understand your processes. They have already know what to do. They're just easier to work with because they have already seen the process compared to someone who just came from a 30-second TikTok ad or like Meta ad or something like that. People go to YouTube and search how to do things themselves, like how to get clients, how to grow with content, whatever that is. They come in trying to learn, but they can find your channel and go, it would be much better if I can just help from this person, because if you provide real value, of course. And that's exactly the sales process. You can educate them. You can make them realize the complexity. And as a result, they will hire you because they trust you already. And don't you think it's the most powerful position to be in? And it's evergreen, compounding. A video you post to generate leads for months and years to come. It doesn't die in 24 hours like social media. It's automated sales team that never takes a day off. And it also amplifies everything. If you're running meta ads and you start posting on YouTube, your ads simply work better because the ad traffic bleeds into YouTube. People search for your name, find your videos, consume your content, and now the trust is built. YouTube is just like the fuel for every other vehicle you have. And because of YouTube, you get pre-sold prospects. And by the time someone books a call from your YouTube content, they have already watched hours of your stuffs, and the call become 1 week and start energy instead of convince me. And the close rates go way up. It's minimal time investment once dialed in. We're talking about 2 to 3 hours per month. That's it. You don't need more than that. And if you're not doing everything on your own, if you're doing everything on your own, it might take up to 40, 50 hours. But if you're just doing the recording part, because if you're a business owner, you cannot do YouTube all by yourself and still do well on YouTube. There are some outlier people who have done it. 1% people doesn't represent the other 99% people. And that's exactly why if you're a business owner, you should get help with strategy, scripting, editing, thumbnails, SEO, everything. And all you just need to do is just record, because other things are just execution pain. This is one of the major cons. And the second con is there is a learning curve. Most YouTube advice is built for info product sellers and entertainment channels, not for high ticket B2B business owners. So you follow the wrong advice for a very long time. That's what happens most of the time. And you get confused for months and don't see results. Third thing is it takes time to work. Your first 10, 15 videos might not get huge views, but that's normal. YouTube requires consistency and it's a long time game, to be honest. The last thing I want to add is the best strategy is not picking just one channel. It's combining two or multiple. You can use paid ads to get insane traffic to your landing page, and your landing page can drive them to your YouTube, and your YouTube can drive them to a sales call. That's basically a system that's working for you. So if you're a B2B business owner and you want a YouTube channel that generates qualified inbound leads without you become a full-time creator, check the first link in the description and book a call with me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.